see, we are in the Corvette. And what you guys might be wondering what we're doing today. Well, today, I'm not sure if you can see me through the window, but the ESS is behind us. My better half is driving the ESS, and we're headed up to PCM of North Carolina to go get the car tuned. You guys will see that I have the fuel tank with me. The car is empty. I mean, we've got a quarter tank to get up to Troutman and then get up to Mooresville, or then back down to Mooresville. But basically, we're going to have the car tuned on E85, and we'll see what the new throttle body setup makes, and if that doesn't make any power, I do have a 2.75-inch pulley put on the car, and I'll just let the shop do that. I don't care. It's literally 4 bolts and 8 foot-pounds or 9, whatever it is, and we'll go from there. But right now, I'm actually driving it on the stock throttle body, and the car will not go with the 102. Like it simply needs to be tuned. And we've put probably 300 miles or so on the clutch, so we should be fine there. Heck, it's gonna be another almost 100 getting up to the dyno shop and fuel, then back. So, you know, we're within that break-in period. But before we get up to the chassis shop, you know, I swapped the tires this morning. You guys might be wondering what we put on. I actually threw on the old drag setups, the 18s, the 305, 35, 18 ET Street SSs. We put those on because my rear 20s, the Cup 20s, are bald. And I'm just like, we're going to be approaching 700 horsepower, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to put the best tires I can without putting my radials on there. So, you know, the ET Street Rs, those are going to stay at home. If these tires don't hold up, we may bring the ET Street Rs up. But I just wanted to give the guy, you know, the car a better chance of actually putting down numbers and not spinning on the dyno with some bald 20s. So I also picked up a new tool for the shop and use that. I'll do a later video on that, but so we used that this morning too. Hey guys, sorry for the video interruption. As you guys were expecting a dyno video with the car on the chassis dyno, well, as you guys can see behind me, the Corvette is back in the third bay and on the lift and up in the air. So you guys might have been expecting chassis numbers, and unfortunately that is not going to happen in this video. We have had the most bad luck I've ever had with this car. We had 3 things have issues / break, you know, in the last couple weeks at the chassis dyno. The car was actually at that shop for a month. And in the meantime, I've been collecting parts for other stuff, but let's just get to the problems. So the first issue, we're gonna cut back to the car, actually in the shop at the chassis dyno. As you guys can see, I'm pointing out the stock LS2 throttle body, and also we changed the pulley out to the 2.75-inch pulley. So as you guys can see, I have the 102mm throttle body in my hand. It's not installed in the car. The tuner spent 2 full days trying to get this LS3 style throttle body to work. That might have been the problem right there, the fact that those are marketed as it says LS2, LS3, LS7, LS9, but the actual design is more based on LS3. And I looked on HP Tuners, I did a lot of research. A lot of people had issues trying to put an LS3 style throttle body on an LS2 car. So, I don't know. The tuner, he reached out to Nick Williams to try to get their thoughts on trying to get this thing tuned. But basically, this throttle body will not work on my Corvette. Now, if I try to put that throttle body on an LS3 based car like the SS, you know, over there, that might work. I don't know. But the tuner spent 2 full days trying to get this thing tuned, you know. Going into the PCM, adding the fields that you need to add, you know, changing the ranges. I'm not a professional tuner at all. I don't even own a copy of HP Tuners, but I will be owning a copy shortly. So we might dive into this later, but for right now, I need to get the car running. So as you guys saw, you know, we're back to the stock throttle body, and we swapped on, we went from the 3-inch pulley to the 2.75-inch pulley, and I had to go up to the shop and install those myself. Now, we're going to have a little bit of a performance decrease because, you know, we've ported out the inlet of the blower snout. That's out to 102 millimeters, and we've got a 90 millimeter throttle body on there. So maybe I try to find a ported LS2 throttle body. That might work, but I don't know. I just, like I said, I think it's just the, you know, internal design differences between the LS2 and LS3. The LS2 opens in a different direction. The electronics are different inside, and so that might be why they couldn't get it tuned. But so that didn't work. The second thing is, if you guys look, I have a brand new hob switch on here. The old hob switch died, went bad. And so the tuner was having issues with that. You know, he was, basically what was happening was the secondary fuel pump wasn't coming on. And so that was the second issue. So I had to wait another week, buy a new hob switch, drive it up there. They installed it because that takes 5 minutes. He put the car back on the chassis dyno, and the secondary fuel pump's working. You know, it's coming on at 5 psi because that's what that Honeywell hob switch is set for. But that's when a third problem popped up. I'm going to cut to a video clip right now. As you guys just saw, that was a mechanical fuel gauge plumbed into the fuel system for the Corvette. And how they plumbed that in was actually where the Y distribution block is. They took off the -6 AN fitting, put the fuel gauge in there, pressure gauge, and put the -6 fitting back on, and they ran that up to the windshield. And as you guys saw mid-pull, you know, in the higher RPM, probably about 4,000 or 5,000 RPM, the fuel pressure went from 60, it dropped down to like between 20 and 30 psi. And the tuner instantly called me after that happened. He's like, hey, there's something going on with the fuel system. You know, you need to take the car back and, you know, try to diagnose what's going on. So that brings us to the basically end of this video. And we do not have a dyno. We have a car that's misbehaving. We don't have a 102 millimeter throttle body. We have a hob switch that works, but we got a fuel system that doesn't work. It's you know, it's dropping pressure, you know, at high RPM. So we've got a bunch of work to do. So to help resolve this problem, we've ordered a couple parts, a couple tools. Actually, we're gonna replicate that fuel pressure gauge. We're gonna, you know, plumb that in the same way they had it, and try to do a couple fixes and get this thing working. If not, I do have an ultimate game plan of resolving this issue, but we'll go over that in a future video. So, sorry to disappoint you guys. So hopefully we can get this car back together, the fuel pressure system's working properly, and hopefully get some dyno numbers for you guys. I did speak with the owner of the tuner shop, and I am basically on a wait list. Whenever I get this thing fixed up, just give them a call and they'll fit me in as soon as they can. I'm not going to have to wait the 2 months, which is a good thing, but kind of a bad thing. So whenever we get this thing in, hopefully within a week or two of that date, we can get this car fixed up. So we'll try to get this thing fixed up. We'll bring you guys along for the journey, and we'll go from there. So sorry to disappoint you guys, but you know, it is what it is. And as always, most projects go smoothly, but occasionally you just run into a speed bump and you have some problems. So case in point, 3 problems that we just went over on this project. So, and we'll just get this thing fixed up. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, not really a great news video, but, you know, it creates more content for you guys because we got to figure this stuff out. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. If you want to know when I upload new content, hit the bell notification button down below. And as always, if you want to help support the channel, click all the links down below. Thanks, guys. Have a great one.